Welcome back to another episode of Roachy Roach. I'm with my good friends Rangoo, a rock band out of Tustin, California. Let's meet them right now.
So, can you guys tell me your guys' names and the instruments you play in the band?
So my name is Christian, and I play lead guitar, and it's pretty fun, you know.
I'm Brian. I'm the lead singer.
I'm Nathan and I'm the bassist.
And can you tell me about your guys' name, Rangoo? How did that originate?
So I originated the name through the little movie of a little cowboy named Rangoo. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. As a kid, I always wanted to be somewhat of a cowboy. So that came to my mind when I was trying to figure out what to name this project. And my producer kind of told me, like, you got to be careful with the copywriting issues. So I decided to put an extra O. And later on, people started calling us Rangoo. So I said, oh, that sounds kind of cool. So might as well just keep it. So yeah, that's pretty much how the name came about.
That's cool. And how did you guys meet, all three of you?
Well, I met Brian through like a photography friend that I had at the time. He was like shooting a music video for like his older brother's band, and me and Brian, we kind of connected, and we started, being friends since then.
Yeah, and then we started a different project before. It didn't work out. And so later on, I was looking for a lead guitarist, and I kind of told Chris, yo, you're down to try again? And he was like, yeah, right away, let's do it. And funny thing is, he's my little brother. He didn't know bass before joining this band. He kind of learned bass just to join the band. And as soon as I told him, he picked up a bassist teacher and started learning right away.
That's really cool. And for how long have you guys been playing together as a group?
We started last year in December. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
December.
like
December. Yeah, last year December. So we haven't even hit a year as a band. We started in December.
That's really cool. And I've been hearing your guys' music on YouTube because that's what I use for music. And it's pretty catchy. I feel like it's like a new wave of music where it's like indie but kind of nostalgic. But one of the songs that I really liked was the one I don't know I didn't memorize your guys' songs names.
It's
but
okay. Yeah.
there was one where you guys sing in English for the first half, and then there's like a little switch, and then you guys sing in Spanish. I never heard that before because I don't know, maybe I'm not like into the music scene. Like I'm not up to date.
Yeah.
But that's the first time I hear that,
Yeah.
and I thought that was like super innovative. Can you care to explain a little bit more about that, like the decision to sing both in English and Spanish in a like kind of like a rock song? Because I've never heard that before.
Yeah, of course. Growing up, I started writing music when I was 16 years old. I looked up to my oldest brother who made music at the time. I didn't believe in myself as much as he did at the time. For my 16th birthday, I asked my dad to buy me like the cheapest guitar he could find. I bought a little orange acoustic, and I just started writing songs. At first, I thought they sounded like really amazing, but of course they don't as you start. And I just kept going. I kept progressing through writing songs. And Don't Worry, It's Just a Song is the one you're referring to. That's one of the songs that I first wrote, maybe when I was around 17. I wrote that one in a different style. I decided to change it the way it is now when I joined this group. I just wanted to refer to a band called Beach Goons. They have a really upbeat, beachy vibe. Growing up, I listened to a lot of Spanish rock, like Hombres G, Enjambre, The Strokes. They're not in Spanish, but that's another band that I grew up listening to. Café Tacuba, Inspector, just a bunch of different Spanish groups. So I kind of decided, like, I feel very obligated to make a song that's part of my culture as an American and then my culture as a Hispanic. Growing up, I never really brought myself up as a American. I always said I'm Mexican. I'm Mexican. So I decided like people like listening to both, you know. And so I feel emotionally you can connect better in Spanish. It just has so much more sentiment and love. So that's why I decided to make it 50-50. And another reason was because I wanted my mom to be able to understand what I'm saying. So that's a little bit of why I decided to make it the way it is. I believe it's going to be something that's going to be a big part of our new wave. Like you say, I believe our music is a new wave. A lot of people refer us to a new wave of music. And I really love that because it's unique. And yeah.
Yeah, I like that about bands. The decision to be original versus trying to do something that was done before in the past.
Yeah.
But a question for your bandmates: what kind of music did you guys grow up listening to, or what kind of music influences your your style of playing?
Well, for me, starting off, I think like it goes back to like my dad's old like iPod, and he had like a bunch of like cool like rock songs and like Spanish music too. But I mostly like that like kind of rock, like Red Hot Chili Peppers, like Danny California kind of stuff. That's what he had on his iPod. And yeah, I would just be listening to that kind of stuff, like Journey, like that old '80s band, or yeah. So yeah, and then from there, I kind of always listened to it. I got into like hip hop music for a while, and I just found out I started loving alternative music a lot more than hip hop. So yeah.
What about you, Nathan?
Well, me, I grew up listening to a lot of music my older siblings listened to, so I would just kind of follow them. But as I got older, I started getting into like beats, like hip hop and stuff. And so I feel like that's what inspires me a lot on my bass lines. I just like that sound. I don't know, I don't really listen to indie and alternative as much, but I do listen to a lot of songs for inspiration as well.
Interesting. When you guys write music or make a song, is it like one person like creates it and then you guys just kind of follow, or like do each of you guys like input your guys' stuff into the music?
For the most part, up to date, I've written all the songs that are out. I've created the melody, the rhythm for them, and I present them to the group, and we kind of just jam them out. It's pretty cool. I really love the way that we make songs come alive. We kind of just jam them and really feel them out, and if we vibe with it, we finish it. If we don't, we kind of just pass it on and then come back later. That's something that I really love with these guys. It's like it doesn't feel like a job. It really feels like music. We're creating. It's one of the most important things in music, I believe. Chris has written some parts as well. He's brought some guitar parts, and I've written lyrics and melodies over them. And they've recently started creating some songs together. Sounds pretty cool. They're gonna come out in the later future. But yeah, that's the most part for the songwriting process.
And the next EP that you guys make, are you guys gonna make a physical media for it, or is it just gonna be all digital?
Yeah, that's actually something that I want to do. It's just a little hard. Everything's coming like really fast all at once. We just got signed with the booking agency, and we kind of have to be playing shows. So it kind of just makes us work a little harder, which is great. We want to perform a lot all over the world. Yeah, we do really want to focus on giving people merch. Including that merch is going to be like posters, CDs. Our producer makes cassettes even, so we might even make those just for collection. I know some people really like collecting stuff like that. So that's going to be really cool. So in the near future, we'll be releasing that.
Do you guys have audience like everywhere, like worldwide?
Yeah, we do actually. We have hit a bunch of weird countries that were so unexpected. Recently, someone told us that they are listening from Puerto Rico, Brazil, the UK, which is like really mind blowing. Like I never thought a kid would write a song in his room and have people listen to it from across the world. We have a lot of people all over the country, Canada, Alaska, Mexico. Yeah, all over the place. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So when you say you have a producer, are you talking about like you like you're signed to a record label, or is it something like a little bit smaller?
He's just our producer, so we work with him. The way I say that is like as a partner, I guess you could say. He helps us a lot with creating merch and making the songs come a reality. I just talk about him a lot just because he's very helpful for the band. But yeah, we're not signed to any record label yet. But it's just a friend that helps us out a lot.
All right. And I guess one question that was on my mind was social media has played a different role, I think, in modern music, because I see like on your Instagram, you guys or even on your brother's Instagram, there's like funny videos like, oh, you just found out like your new favorite indie group, and like
Yeah.
it's kind of like I think it's cool.
Yeah.
But like how do you see like people using that kind of like media to advertise their music? You like, what do you think of it?
Yeah.
'Cause I know you do it.
Yeah, honestly, a big part of that is kind of looking up to like bigger bands, I guess. Back in the day, they didn't really have to do that. Media wasn't as popular back then. But I believe like we're in a new age, a new era where it's a lot easier to get your music out around the world, you know. It's a little annoying, honestly, I'll be honest, having to stay consistent with that. But it's just a matter of trying to get as much product out, I guess you could say it. It's fun. Yesterday we did a media day with the guys. It's really fun actually when it's a group. We're gonna be experimenting with like making funnier content, more exciting content, so people could really watch our videos and really get to know us as a band. You know, I think a big part of it is showing our personalities. You know, which is pretty great because I believe people really want to get to know the artist and really know them personally. You know, so I think that's a big thing of media. You get to really connect with your audience in a different level.
It's a really insightful. Thank you. And my last question for the three of you is, what experiences have propelled you into the music industry? Like, and was there any cool experience in your childhood or in your upbringing or in just in general that like pushed you into the way of music and made you say like, oh, like I really want to do music, and then you make a conscious decision to go for that goal. Like, do you guys have any experiences like that?
Yeah, I do. It was actually, we're doing that photography thing, going back to that photography friend that I was talking about earlier, and just so happened that his brother started making a song called Chris Ray, which is actually my name, and it happened through like an event earlier through the day, where I tried to ask out this girl, and I couldn't communicate that well because like language barriers. But yeah, I just remember they rehearsed the song and made a song about that whole situation that happened, and I was so blown away at how it just got brought to life and within the same day, and they finished the song and they already knew what they're gonna do, and that same exact day I went to go buy a guitar and I just started playing. So yeah, I don't know, that's mine.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
It's really funny too.
For me, I would say it was on my brother's show. He played in Pomona, and like just seeing everyone there like screaming their name, like I was just like, oh, that'd be cool. Like if I could do that one day. And then literally like the next month, I think my brother was like, oh, I'm making a band. Like I need a bassist. And like a year before that, I bought a bass and I did try to learn, and then I just gave up. And then he told me again, and then I locked in. That's when I joined. Like that just motivated me.
It's really cool.
For me, honestly, ever since I was like young, when I was a little kid, I used to like go on YouTube and sing like Bruno Mars songs, like just rock on right there in the living room. And my oldest siblings, they would tell me like, "Yo, stop singing! Like you sound horrible." So they kind of shut that dream out when I was a little kid. So I stopped singing for a while. And then growing up, I really loved martial arts. I wanted to fight professionally. It's what I committed my whole youth to. And I had an accident and I wasn't able to continue that dream. But I started playing guitar when I was 16. So I always told myself if anything happens and I can't pursue the first dream, I'm going to pursue the second. And I feel like my life was meant for this. I feel like my purpose, I found myself in music. Um, so I just decided to really commit to music, and I told myself like I'm not gonna really do this anymore. When I was 18, I said I'm just gonna try and figure something out. Um, but then I went on a tour with my brother, and we got to meet a really great band that we loved growing up, named Archero. They're from Moreno Valley. We really loved their band, and we got to meet them, and it was just like so surreal that they're just like 30 minutes away, and it's like we became friends with them, and it was just like wow, like dream, like you can make your life a reality, your dreams a reality, you know. And so when I went on that tour, I was shooting photography for my brother, and I would look at my brother and I would go on stage with him to shoot video, and I said, wow, dude, like do I really want to be like back here shooting for him, or do I want to be the one in front of the cameras? And I said like, you know what, like I think this is my sign. And that same day we went back to the venue, sorry, not the venue, the Airbnb that we were staying at, and I had a little talk with Archie, which is the singer of Archero, and he told me like, dude, just like do it. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna do it. And then he looked at me and he told me like, I'm being serious, like go home and really make it happen. And ever since I came back home from that tour, I really made it happen, and I'm still making it happen with these guys. um, and yeah, that's pretty much my little experience with connecting with music and finding my purpose in it.
That was this month's episode of Roachy Roach TV. Catch you on the next one.